Howdy there, folks. This is Lapidary Dave, and today I will be working something very special. I will be cutting a few pieces of this Chalcopyrite from the Temagami area in Ontario, Canada. This absolutely beautiful material was sent to me by my good friend Joshua out of Cincinnati, who hand harvested this material and sliced it fantastically on a tile saw. He must have taken his time because it looks like it's about 90 grit, 100 grit, and I don't get such clean cuts from my tile saw with a tile saw blade, so bravo, Joshua. Anyway, the Temagami area is really nowadays well known for being a popular vacation spot, hunting, fishing, and water sports. The Temagami area is the home of the Temagami Anishinaabe. Excuse my pronunciation. But those folks are not without their own battles, much like many First Nation peoples here in the States, over water and land. Do some research on that. Show some love and support. The mine, the Temagami mine, was discovered in 1955, well, at least it was opened in 1955, and it was discovered by a gentleman who was testing airborne metal detection technology back in the day. That's pretty awesome. Evidently, the gear went nuts when it flew over the Temagami mine. The mine was opened in 1955. Again, it closed in 1972 and is now flooded. The Copperfield's mine, which is also known as the Temagami mine, is located on the Temagami Island, which is located in Lake Timagami. This mine was the home of the largest deposit of chalcopyrite in Canada. The mine also produced a copper ore that didn't need to be processed because it was 23% copper. That's fantastic. You can probably smell it in the rock. They did both above ground and below ground mining there at the Temagami mine, the Copperfield's mine. Nice. There's over, I think, 1,300 islands on Lake Timagami. Must be a beautiful place to vacation. I would love to go there and chat with some of the Anishinaabe. Anyway, so much to say, so little time. Again, the mine is flooded, but there's obviously still treasures out there to be found and appreciated. I'm going to work a few of these pieces. I'm going to take them to the flat lap to flatten them up and perhaps do a little bit of preform shaping. Then I will take them over to the Easy Cab grinder and drill them. Perhaps some of them. I haven't touched this material on any kind of grinder yet, but I have carved chalcopyrite. I believe that's the way it's pronounced, chalcopyrite. I once, at the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show many years ago, carved a piece of peacock ore. You might know peacock ore. It's that rainbow blue stone. It kind of looks like, almost looks like bismuth, kind of. But I carved that stone, and all the blue and the red stuff came off, and it was like a milky white stone that kind of looked like a quartzite, mixed throughout pyrite. It didn't look as natural as this, and not as beautiful as this. I believe that peacock ore came from Mexico, and I wonder if it's treated or heated. I don't know how that stuff works, but that material was not too tough to carve at all, and I don't think that this will be either. It's a little tough to tell because of the scratches, which are running around 90 or 100 grit. But I believe that there's two different materials in there, quartz and another kind of white material. It reminds me of the beryl that's found at the Harding mine here. It probably isn't beryl, but it's quartz and something else. Alright folks, here's that beautiful stone that I'm going to be cutting. I did lick a smaller piece of this right before I decided to film, and it seems to work about the same as quartz. It streaks black and it liquefies black. It's definitely the pyrite in there. Fantastic material. Pretty easy to carve, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Polished. I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm going to take this to my 60 grit hard wheel on the flat lap, which works more like an 80 grit because it's so beat. Then I'm going to jump over to my 180 grit before I move on to my cabbing machine. Alright. Okay, folks, as you can see, this is looking fantastic. The pyrite is absolutely stunning. I'm going to hop over to the cabbing machine. Some spots are almost translucent, and other material, such as the pyrite and the yellow and brown stuff, seem to plume through. Alright folks, here's that beautiful stone. Finished to 180 grit. The wheel was a little beat, so I feel like it's a little bit finer than 180, even though the wheel was 180. It's more like 200. This stone is so fantastic. It reminds me of a Norwegian stone that I believe is called like Nickel Blend, is the name of the stone, and it has like silver colored metallic metal running through it. This of course is that Chalcopyrite stuff, but that brown and like I said, this whitish material seems to be a little translucent, and material plumes through the top. I do not think I will be drilling this, at least right away. What a fantastic material. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to 280. Alright folks, this is the stone half dry at 280 grit. Looking fantastic. I'm going to wet this up for you folks. Already at 280 grit, this stone is feeling absolutely smooth. The rough material is looking pretty shiny and lustrous. That pyrite, fantastic. I could easily burnish this now and it would look fantastic. But I'm going to go ahead and take this to 600, 1200, 3000, and then 14,000. What a pleasure. This material is just outstanding. You can see the pyrite a lot more, chalcopyrite. Completely dry, 280 grit. Fantastic. Anyway, on to the 600 grit. Alright folks, this is 600 grit, roughly dry, now completely dry. Super shiny at even a low grit. This would probably tumble fantastically. This is a very special material. This is just stunning. This would cab easily, but it's hard enough to make fantastic jewelry. You can put it on the glass table without having to worry about it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take this to 1200. Alright folks, look at that 1200 grit polish. The stone is dry, it already has a glass-like sheen. That's probably partly due to it being metallic. Metals, just for me at least, tend to take a more lustrous finish than other stones, but perhaps this material just responds fantastically to diamond. Nephrite jade, for me, tends to react extremely well to my diamond wills, opposed to some jadeites. So, I don't know, this is just fantastic material. Ooh-wee! Look at that. I'm going to go on to 3000 grit, and then I'm going to take it to 14,000. I won't be hitting it with any compound. I'll go ahead and do those both at the same time. Then I'm going to take it over to a little bit better lighting and just show this bad girl off. Alright folks, that's that. 14,000 grit, looking fantastic. I want to show it off in a little bit better lighting. Here is that beautiful finished piece of Chalcopyrite from the Temagami mine, Ontario, Canada. Absolutely stunning. I'm trying not to grease it up with my human grease all over the beautiful, beautiful stone. I finished the stone again to about 14,000 grit. And even though I'm loving this finish, I felt like it had character at about 600 and 1200 grit. What an absolutely stunning stone. I recommend you getting more of this, Joshua. This is fantastic material. There's so much history and lore out of the Temagami area in Ontario, Canada. I just don't have the time to tell you all about it, but look up the area. It's a beautiful place. Again, it's a very popular vacation spot. Here's a piece rough, perhaps more or less what it looked like before I started cutting it. Fantastic. Thanks again, Joshua. Love you folks. I hope you enjoyed. I forgot to mention, check out Erma Jean Anderson. She has a mineral exhibit at the Waterloo Museum in Ontario. Let me see if I can get this. Here is a piece of her chalcopyrite that she harvested, sliced, and had processed from the Temagami area. That's a lot of pyrite. It's beautiful. Nice big sheet. Not that this isn't beautiful, but she may be one of the only folks who sliced it and polished it and at least put it on the internet. So check it out. Erma Jean Anderson. Alrighty. Love you folks. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.